is the Big O Show. This 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 is the Big O Show. This
So here we are. I wanted to show you the backyard again because we had some trouble last time, but you know, cuttersedgepro.com does some amazing stuff, and they're the boys and the girl. They're having fun. There we go. Right, Maiden? Right, Bono? There we go. They're having fun. I'm having fun. Look at our Sylvester palm. It is beautiful. We got another one in the front yard like that. You can take your home and landscaping to the next level. And the artificial turf, look at that. Look at that. The two dinosaurs going at it, huh? Look at that. Gotta love the dinosaurs. Look at them. They like to bite each other's legs. That's what they do. They play with each other and then they bite each other and they piss each other off. It's fun. One is Bono, which is the one farther away from you, and Maiden. She's the girl right here. She's a badass. That's for sure. So anyway, see the flowers are coming out. Very nice. cuttersedgepro.com, folks. This big tree there will start budding that I'm showing you there soon. It'll have all kinds of flowers. I'll post another video and I'll show it to you. This is a backyard where everybody gets to hang out. Over there in the corner there, I put the barbecue and cook. So that way it's the farthest away from the house, you know. If I light myself on fire or somebody else, we're out in the corner away from everybody. There you go. So you can get some flowers coming out, which is a beautiful thing. And I swear by this artificial turf, it always looks phenomenal. I don't have to cut it. I don't have to water it. And so I'm saving a lot of money, hundreds and thousands in the long run, because I'm not watering or, of course, cutting the grass. And you know, here in South Florida, we cut the grass like every 10 to 14 days.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They're committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. Property damage claims to your home, business, or condo as a result of a hurricane. Welton Rayom can help. Water, mold, fire, smoke damage, Welton Rayom can help. Call 954-966-4646. When you move, you need a reliable company led by passionate folks, eager to assist its customers during a transitional process that needs to be smooth. Call Essential Moving Experts at 844-368-5750 for all your local and long-distance moving needs. You can rely on Essential Moving Experts. Mention the Big O Show and get $150 off. Family owned and operated, they offer free 30-day storage, full service moving, fully licensed, bonded, and insured. Moving was never so easy. EssentialMovingExperts.com.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your Inter Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at Caneswear.com or InterMiamiWear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inter Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Howdy. Good morning, boys and girls. Hope you all are doing well out there on a beautiful Monday. It is June 12th. Sean Stanley, the man, the myth, the legend that masters this entire platform, is driving it. Thanks to all of you out there. As always, don't forget to smash the hell out of the like button. Hit the notification bell. That way you know when we go live, breaking news, wrestling show, crypto, whatever it is that we do on the platform, you'll know what's going on. Kind of like what we did a few days ago with the Dalvin Cook story, as we got you some new information on that. So we await for that. What? Man, so many people are dying to sign Dalvin Cook, huh? Wow, they're all lining up. It's really amazing, isn't it? Anyway, so we got the Heat tonight against the Nuggets. Game 5 of the NBA Finals. Tomorrow it'll be Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Finals. And we'll see if our teams can actually bring it back home for a Game 6. I don't really have a lot of hope for the Heat tonight, folks. I don't. I told you from the get-go in this series, they need to hit their shots, and Jimmy has to be Jimmy Buckets. He hasn't been Jimmy Buckets in several weeks now. So they have no shot at winning this series because they don't have Jimmy Buckets. So I don't know what he can muster tonight, but if he doesn't muster something special, they don't win tonight and they get eliminated, unfortunately. But hey, look, like I've said before, it's been a great freaking run. There is nothing to complain about. Okay. The real game starts in the offseason for the Miami Heat and on Pat Riley. The heat is on Pat Riley, not heat like his hot seat or anything like that, but the heat is on him. He's got to go out and get a star. That's what he's got to do. And by the way, while Pat has kind of failed to get stars lately, right? He got kind of, I mean, let's be honest now. Dwayne Wade is the guy that's brought you all the stars lately. He brought you LeBron and he brought you Bosh and he brought you Butler. It wasn't Pat Riley. And I love Pat to death, but it's time for Pat Riley to bring in a star. And the good thing is for Pat, it's not going to be that hard to bring in Dame Lillard. I don't think there's going to be a ton of teams trading for him because he's at the end of his career. So you're only going to get a short window. And there's only a couple teams that are going to say we're one Dane away from winning a title. And Miami is one of those that does have a chance with a real, at first I wasn't so big a couple years ago on acquiring Dane because he's at the end of his career. But now you're not going to trade Jimmy anymore. You can't because he's gotten you to the NBA Finals twice. The fans would freak out. It's the only thing you have. So you he can't hold up for a whole season, as you can tell. You need another star. And so you got to kind of like go all in now and get two old guys on your team to kind of maybe get one title out of it and then move on and then tear it all down again and start all over. But the good thing for Riley is this is one star he could be able to get because he hasn't been able to get any stars lately. Let's just be honest now. Okay. I get it that, not too many people have the balls to be honest in today's world. But let's just be honest. Okay. And I'm not saying that Riley's job's on the line or anything. Brother, he's written his ticket. He can leave whenever he wants. I got him. I got his back 100%. But I have to say, Riley, dude, you got to step up now. I mean, Dwayne Wade's been doing all your work for years. For years now, he's been doing your work. It's time that you make a move now. So let's make a move. All right. Let's see if you can get one because you need one. And to me, that's really what's going on with the Miami Heat. Overall, today will be cool to watch, and hopefully we get a miracle. Hopefully the kids shoot like they were shooting before. All of those things. But we'll see what happens down the line. But pressure's on Riley. He's finally got to land a real star to help this team. He hasn't landed a real star in a long, 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 long time. So it's time, as they say. Jamie Zorria, number one out in San Jose, says, I hope everybody had a great weekend. Not looking for Panthers and Heat. Not looking forward, I guess we mean. And remember, this is all gravy. Enjoy it. Exactly. Heat and Panthers have already done more than enough. They've had great seasons. There's nothing to complain about from Spo and Jimmy and the team. They have more than maxed out what they are. Too Extreme in the house, Gus 1388, Isais, Lisa Rose, Giovanni, Steven Gonzalez, GM Owen Sean. It's not going to be a great day for us tonight, but I guess it's something that we're going to have to deal with. Not looking forward to it. Hey, listen, only two teams made it to the finals. Your team's one of the two. They're not better than Denver. So at least you're not losing like Dallas 2010, that you can sit there for the rest of your life and say they should have won that series. If LeBron wasn't such a wuss still at that point, hadn't grown up and his BBs hadn't dropped, they should have won that series. But LeBron's BBs hadn't dropped, so JJ Barea got the best of him. That's the kind of shit that you can't live with. We can't live with 2002, right? The Ohio State bullshit call against UM. That's the kind of stuff that I can't live with. Jimmy Johnson's stupid ass. Some of the dumbest coaching I've ever seen in my freaking life. Jimmy Johnson is one of the great morons in college football history. Okay? One of the great morons. All he had to do was hand it off to Highsmith practically every down. Don't allow Vinny Testaverde to be throwing it when you know he's a freaking choker. Highsmith is killing them 6 yards a carry, and this idiot keeps throwing interceptions, and Jimmy Johnson's stupid ass kept allowing him to throw the ball. That's what I can't live with, as you can tell. I can deal with tonight. I'm good with tonight. Tonight, you overachieved, dude. You had no business being in the finals. You did amazing, bro. Boston, you should be. You can't live with this. Milwaukee, you can't live with this. But Miami, dude, Miami's house money, please. This is fantastic. It sucks to lose. I know you want the Cinderella story we all want the Cinderella story to end the proper way for us. But talent is taken over, and Denver is better. And Miami has 1 star, and he's broken. So, there are other losses in history that I can't deal with, that I don't want to deal with, that still piss me off to this day. This is not one of them. This one will never be one of them. This season will be magical in my eyes and in my memories for the rest of my life. Just like the Panthers were in the mid-90s, and they are right now. Both times they had no business getting to the finals, and they got to the finals. They had no business winning the finals. Okay? The Heat in 2010 should have won the finals. I can live with 14. San Antonio was better, dude. They played the most beautiful basketball I have seen since the Celtics of the 80s, when they could pass the ball from one end of the court to the other without dribbling the damn ball and scoring. Okay? Or Magic, too, with his amazing passing. But I had never seen anything like that in a long time since the Celtics of the 80s. Those guys were really, really intelligent passers. There were like several intelligent passers on that team. And it was very, very cool to watch, even though I hated the Celtics. But I got to give people credit when they deserve it. So these are losses that I can deal with, the Heat and the Panthers. I can talk to you about other losses that I still cannot deal with to this day. Okay? Because deep down inside, you all know our teams aren't supposed to win this. We're watching our favorite teams playing a better team. And how many times are you going to beat the better team? The Panthers have played with that fire 3 times over. You want it 4 times? The Heat played with it twice because the Knicks ain't shit. The Knicks, they weren't better. They're not better. They're never better than the Miami Heat. You have to go back to like the 90s to maybe pick a year or 2 or 3 that they were better than Miami. But in the last 25 years, please give me a break. It's not even close. So, it's just one of those deals where this is not as bad as it looks if you look at the big picture overall. Big picture, we're pretty damn lucky to have this. What else do we have in here? Robert Triana, Alex Palenzuela is in. Chase 1. We can't go 0-2 in the finals, can we? You probably will go 0-2. And they're supposed to go 0-2. Big O, how about those Marlins? They are, I got to tell you, man, they are playing awesome. Awesome. But should I douse water on the fire, Sean? Okay. All right. So the Marlins are 37-29. Last night, they won again against the White Sox 6-5. Another one of those one-run games. They've had a couple. Soler hit 2 home runs. He's got 19 on the season. Okay. Solo shots in the 5th and 8th inning. Braxton Garrett, by the way, pitched very well yesterday. It was good because there was no basketball and hockey, so you can pay attention to the Marlins. So the Marlins are, do you know this, Sean? They're 12-3 in their last 15 games. Now, did you know that the Sox, KC, Oakland, and the Angels are combined 100 and 166. So you're 12-3, but you have faced teams that are 100 and 166. You only faced one good team in this stretch, the San Diego Padres. During this stretch of being 12-3 in 15 games, you only faced one good team in the Padres. Did they win that series, Sean? No. They lost 2 of 3. Okay? So they are doing a fantastic job. God bless them. But they're beating scrubs. Okay? They're beating scrubs. You know what's next? They've got Seattle and the Nationals. So it's a little deceiving. Okay? Now, I don't want to like kill the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Because you still got to win the games. But let's not go crazy here, okay? They're not beating the good teams. They're beating the worst teams in all of baseball, and that's what they should do. You know what I'm saying? So this is a team that I told you is going to probably hover somewhere right around just under 500. And that'll all balance out because then you'll take on the better teams. So we shall see if they can continue this against good teams. That's when, if they go 12-3 against teams that are 166 and 100, well, then now we're talking about something. You know what I'm saying? Now we're saying, okay, they have crossed over a threshold. But at least right now they're kind of showing you they're better than the dregs of Major League Baseball. Okay, so the scrubs, they're just above the scrubs right now. But can they beat the top tier teams? Because that's what you're going to battle against when you if you can get into the playoffs. You know, so as time goes on, the schedule will balance out. You'll play some of the better teams again, and then we shall be able to measure the Marlins a little better. But it is fun to watch them win, okay? And it's really, really important that they're beating the scrubs. Now, if they were losing to the scrubs, you know. So one-run games against bad teams sounds like a great stat, but it doesn't set you up against good teams. Okay? So I'm just saying, baseball's a really long season. 1 year, the Red Sox went from the best team in baseball in the first month of the season to the worst team in baseball for 3 months or 4. And then the final month, they were the best team in baseball because they made another run. I think they might have fallen just short of the playoffs or barely snuck in or something. But it was one of the wackiest years. You know what I mean? So baseball is kind of a strange game. You know, it's not the easiest thing. That's why in Spanish we say, la pelota es redonda, pero viene en una caja cuadrada. So it doesn't sound good in English. It's a round ball, but it comes in a square box. But in other words, there are things that you can't explain about baseball. And so it's a beautiful game. It's fun to watch them play. I hope they keep winning because then they won't trade Soler. But Soler already is, boy, the Yankees are looking at him going, yeah, we could use that extra bat. So good job by the Marlins, but let's have a little patience and let's wait to see if they can pick it up against the better teams. Steve Chapman is in, says, good morning, everybody. Been away from the show for a couple of weeks. Hope I didn't miss much. No, you didn't miss anything at all. Chase 1 is in. Marlins going to the World Series. Yes, exactly. Big O and Sean from Brian Walters. Marlins pulled a Panthers win this weekend, and Finns are betting favorites to land Cook at least. That's what last night's smash like button everyone. I think the Finns have a really good chance, and I'll explain later. Morning, Big O, Sean, and Finns Nation. I hope that that Sunday off helped you rest that voice. It did. I did nothing yesterday. Nothing whatsoever. I think I went spider hunting in the backyard because I go and eliminate the spider webs in the backyard. By the way, if you have spider webs in your backyard, that means your backyard is very healthy. Thank you, Cutter's Edge. Appreciate you. So, spider hunting, hung out with the doggies and the wife. Daughter came by, hung out with us, watched the Marlins. What else did I do? Oh, I watched Fubar all weekend with the wife. We burned out all 8 episodes on Netflix. I got to tell you something. I was very entertained with Fubar. On Netflix, it's the Arnold Schwarzenegger and his daughter is the girl from Maverick, the pilot. I forgot her name, her call sign in Maverick, but is it Phoenix? I'm not sure. Anyway, so she was the other lead person in there, and let me tell you something. It's an entertaining show. Okay, I enjoyed it. It was fun, and the two CIA agents that work with her and Arnold, the blonde girl and kind of the dirty blonde hair dude, the guy that's in great shape. Those two are freaking hilarious. Like, they really add to the show. Okay, I'm just saying, if you want to watch something entertaining, I'm not telling you it's the greatest, series ever or whatever. It's one season, eight episodes. They left it open for a second. And I hope they actually have a second, because it was entertaining, dude. I enjoyed it, actually. I got to say. Fubar, it's called. And if you haven't seen it, you should check it out. So that's another thing I did this weekend. I relaxed, man. I went to go see my buddy Jam on Saturday. Unfortunately, the show got canceled. Yeah, so I just kind of chilled out, man. Tua time in, Ray Sosa in, Chase One is in, Kyle Cockrell is in, Knight, Cap for Life, Adam Sadowski, Duck Dog. Let's see, JG Long. Cook gonna want a boatload of money, I bet. Well, then he's not coming here. We've been like way ahead of this story on everybody, and we've already told you exactly what's going on. Heyo drove from the Panhandle back to Broward yesterday with no shoes. Don't ask why, but listen to yours truly on the way back. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Thank you. I believe, like you, that Jimmy's hurt, bro. Give me a break. Only a moron at this point doesn't think that Jimmy is injured, bro. Giovanni, Jimmy is hurt just as Kachuk is. Yeah, Kachuk is also hurt for the Panthers. Chucky looked like a third of himself gutted out from being on the ice. Yep. Yeah. That's why I give the Panthers a little bit more hope tomorrow to bring it back to South Florida. I give the Heat practically no hope tonight, to be quite honest, only because Jimmy's not himself, unless the role players have like the night of their lives tonight. That's kind of what they really need. Ray says, I really thought the Panthers were going to actually be the second South Florida team to bring the hardware home outside of Nova. Yeah. Now we're down to Inter Miami in the Final Four of the U.S. Open Cup. So far, Nova Southeastern University is the only team to get to a Final Four and win the title. Okay? So we have the Heat and the Panthers left. They're on the brink of getting eliminated, of course. And then we have now Inter Miami in the Final Four of the U.S. Open Cup. It's funny. They suck in the MLS, but they're advancing in the U.S. Open Cup. Again, the kind of shit you just can't really answer, Nizzle, thank you for the love on the super chat, my man. Very nice of you. What trade package would you give up for Dane next year? He's a star Riley needs. Yes. I've already said it. Duncan, you give up Duncan, Hero, and a first rounder. Or I don't know if maybe they want 2 first-rounders, but that's what you give up. Okay? That way you unload these salaries that are terrible salaries, and then halfway through the season, because nobody's going to want Lowry, but halfway through the season, someone's going to want Lowry for a pissed off star that they have. So you get to trade Lowry for another contract that may have a year or 2 left, but it might be a pretty good player. And then they want to get rid of that player a year ahead of time. So they trade Lowry to then pick up his salary and his expiring contract. So Lowry and Oladipo become very sexy at the trade deadline because they are expiring contracts. So that's when you can dump those guys, but you'll have to tolerate those guys for a while. So Lowry will be, what's it called? This guy's backup, Lillard's backup. That's what I would do, Nizzle. Let's see. It's a nice playoff run, but it ends tonight. That's fine. It's a great playoff run, an awesome playoff run, one of the better playoff runs ever because you have done it with so little, So to me, I cannot complain at all about the Heat and the Panthers. Chris Johnson says the San Antonio Spurs turning off the AC in the building. Yeah, well, you do whatever it takes. LeBron can't, drink some more liquids. He cramped up. Walter Olivares. Thank you, sir. Chris Johnson. What else do we have here? Eddie Lep says, we all would have taken this gladly at the beginning of the season. Hails to the yeah. They tell you the Heat and the Panthers are going to get to the finals and they're going to lose. Are you good with that? Oh, yeah, dude, of course. I never thought they would get to the finals. Yeah, let's go. Nobody picked the Heat to get to the finals, man. Give me a break. Connor Williams holding out. It took you this long to figure it out? You didn't figure out like last week when he was missing minicamp? You figured it out now? What would you watch Drew Rosenhaus last night? It's fantastic on Channel 7 to have Drew Rosenhaus on for insight that he can't give you. By the way, did he talk on his segment yesterday how he lost Gregory Rousseau to David Cantor? If you're going to go on Channel 7, right? It's you got to press him for some Connor. Oh, well, I can't talk about it. Well, then what the hell are you here for, dude? Hey, you lost Gregory, UM's own Gregory Rousseau. You had him as a client. You lost him to another local agent in David Cantor. What happened there, Drew? Oh, they can't ask him that on Channel 7? Oh, okay, I see. I get it. I get how the fluff material works. It's all good. It's all good in the hood. We got you, baby. We got you. So Drew didn't talk about losing Gregory Rousseau to David Cantor? Well, it's interesting. I didn't talk about that in the segment. He couldn't say anything about Connor. Well, we ought to keep it in-house with the Dolphins. He didn't keep it in-house. He held out because it was clear. Oh, I love it, bro. It's freaking hilarious, dude. It's just the kind of shit that trips you out when you're watching it. When you know what's really going on and all the crap that's going on, and then you just watch the fluff that, radio or TV throws out there for you. I love it, man. I love it. Frankie Fresco says, went to the Panthers game on Saturday. The Panthers do a way more better job to motivate the fans than the Heat in the finals. I don't know about that, bro. Maybe because the Panthers came back too, Frankie. It was 3-0. Then they scored the 2 goals. They were way more aggressive in the third period, and so it lifted everybody. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I think both seasons have been phenomenal. There is zero to complain about when it comes to the Panthers and the Heat. Yes, sir.
I think he's referring to the end game.
Yeah, I know, but brother, how much can you get pumped up with somebody throwing a shirt or some dance team or something? The team is what gets you pumped up. The play is what gets you pumped up. You know what I'm saying? And you're watching the Heat, and they're kind of like limping at the end of this thing. Yeah, well, actually, so is Kachuk now. you know, but I don't know. I think the Heat as an organization do a marvelous job. Kind of cheap towels they gave out was, by the way, the towels that they gave out at the arena, were those extras from the ship? Did they order too many for the ships, and then they just said, "Oh no, we'll put some stuff on them and we'll give them away at the arena"? I'm just saying, that's kind of what those towels look like. Just saying. But overall, they do a good job. Ed and the video people do an awesome job. The dance, I think the Heat cheerleaders are one of the best dance groups out there. They do a great job. So to me, in the end, it's about the teams. The teams are what lift you. And maybe game 3 didn't start well for the Panthers, but then it got better when they scored the 2 goals. And that's the moment that, Frankie, you were feeling a buzz in the building because you were hoping that this whole comeback was going to be complete. Whereas with the Heat, it wasn't an inspiring effort because of the situation now that they're in. They're playing against a better team, and your star is broken. It's not easy, man. It's not easy. But in the end, like I've said 100 times, we can all be frustrated about getting eliminated or losing in the finals, but none of us had these teams in the finals. The fact that they're here, they have had phenomenal seasons. We cannot take anything away from them. In 96 or in 2023, I never expected the Panthers to be in the finals. And here they are. So it's a blessing, and you hope they can build on it. The Heat, the same thing. It's a blessing, and now you hope in the offseason they can go get that star that I've been talking about for 4 years since they got Butler. And if they can do that, like a Dame Lillard, then you can build on what you have here, because 4 years have proven you've gone to the conference finals 3 times. You've gone to the NBA finals twice, so it can be had, but it can't be conquered. So if you want to conquer it, you need to have – it's all there, dude. Shaq and Wade, you needed 2 stars, and you won. You had 3 stars, and you won. So the math is there for you. You need at least 2 stars. Miami has 1. And 1 star has taken you to the NBA finals twice and the conference finals 3 times. No one's done more with less. So it's impossible to complain. You can be frustrated, but you can't complain about the Heat or the Panthers. Ira Winderman and our Acura Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA report. It's next.
Heat fans, time for the best insight of your favorite team with insider Ira Winderman, exclusively on the Big O Radio Show. It's the Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA report. Here's Ira Winderman.
Good morning, Ira. Hope you had a good weekend.
I did. I mean, it's been running back and forth between Miami and Denver here. But that's the, remember in the old days, Big O, it used to be 2-3-2. You'd only have a couple of trips during the finals. They said that's not fair to the team in the middle. So now it's 2-2, 1-1-1. So just like the Panthers, you're bouncing back and forth, but nothing wrong with Denver. The weather is good. And I guess tonight's about keeping hope alive.
Yeah. Tonight's about keeping hope alive, but it's hard when Jimmy is not Jimmy. And to me, that's the one thing that has just stood out of all of this, because the important part about Jimmy, it's not so much that when you have Jimmy buckets, he's awesome, but it also, how that one fan was saying about, the one team pumps us up more than the other. Nothing pumps up the fans, his teammates, the coaches, the front office, Pat Riley, everybody, than Jimmy Butler playing well, because the players also, their game gets elevated. And without your star shining brightly, it just kind of affects everything else there. And everybody else knows on that team right now, our horse isn't a horse right now, unfortunately.
Yeah, and again, look at the difference in this series. As great as Jokic has been, and has been great, and as good as Murray has been, he's been very good. No team the Heat has played to this point has relied on a single player as much as the Heat have on Jimmy Butler. The one exception might have been Jalen Brunson in the Knicks series because Julius Randle was hurt. But
right. Milwaukee.
No, Milwaukee, I'm going to disagree with you. Giannis got hurt, but you also have Drew Holiday. You also have Chris Middleton. You also have Brook Lopez. Big O, tonight is the Miami Heat's 112th game of the season. 5 preseason, 82 regular season, 2 play-in, 5 against the Bucks, 6 against the Knicks, 7 against the Celtics, 5 in the series. At a certain point, you can only carry and lift so much for so long. And it's interesting because you and I in our Accurate Pembroke Pines reports have spoken for months and will again about Jimmy Butler missing so much time during the regular season. But you know what, Big O? If he didn't miss that time, what he was able to give you against the Bucks and against the Knicks and against the Celtics, he would have been at the stage he is now. Your point is spot on for this reason. If you add a Damian Lillard, for example, we'll get more into this in Summer League and free agency. When Jimmy takes his 20 games off, you have another elite scorer. And when Dame takes his 20 games off at 33, you have another elite scorer. And that carries you so you can get to this moment so no one is exhausted on July 12th trying to win games. We've already seen, God bless Bam, he's not a carry the offense guy. Maybe Tyler is if he stayed healthy and he could work on his defense a little more, but he's not that reliable kind of guy. That's why I put in my Sunday column at the Sun Sentinel, I would give up Tyler Hero, Caleb Martin, Nikola Jokic, your upcoming number 18 pick and another first-round pick and offer all of that.
Can I just Jovic and give the first rounders instead, please?
You really don't have more than one beyond this season to give without unlocking the pick to the Thunder. So you're going to have to go big. The other point is giving up Caleb Martin. Let's not forget what he did to you.
Jovic is long, and I know how Riley is about those kind of players. So that's the only reason why I kind of think that Riley's going to want to keep him and try to get away with one or two first rounders.
And this brings me full circle to the man called Orlando Alzagari, and now we go back in the Wayback Machine. Okay,
God, you're going to stack again.
Yes, we're in 2000. We're in 2004 again, and Big O is talking about whether you can give up Caron Butler or not in the deal. Remember, Caron was a terrific rookie coming off a rookie season and played great. To go big, unless you want to go home, you have to throw everything in the middle. Look, if Dame Dollar is available and Damian Lillard's put up for trade by Portland, the offers are going to be huge. And the New York Knicks will try to outbid the Heat. And for the Heat putting in Tyler Hero, the Knicks will put in RJ Barrett. And for the Heat putting in 1 draft pick, the Knicks will put in 3 draft picks. And for the Heat putting in Caleb Martin, the Knicks will put in another contributor. But you shovel your best deal. It's not like you...
Losing Caleb too? Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's not like you play poker. Big O, you're the one all year, and our Accurate Pembroke Pines shows have said the Heat have to do whatever they can to get Jimmy at 33 years old.
I've said this for 4 years. Right. I said it from the second they traded him. I said this trade will not be maximized if you don't bring another star. And I've been proven right. You're not getting without another star.
Don't play liar's poker when it comes to making your one pitch. And if you meant throwing in Brian Grant, Lamar Odom, Caron Butler, and draft choice, you go ahead and you do it. It's the same right now. Look, if you're giving me the
only thing at that time, context is very important.
Okay.
Shaquille O'Neal was a 400-pound lazy slob with a toe injury at that time. Okay. And so, Riley got him and he lost weight that first year. He obviously, and then the second year it started getting awry with him. But that's what I was afraid, where Dane has been a character guy from beginning to end. He always takes care of himself and all that kind of stuff. So that was my trepidations with Shaq in those days.
I guess the way I would put it this way is this. I think you would agree that Pat Riley and the way he's found the Vincents and the Duncan Robinson and the Struces, if you give him a starting point of Jimmy Butler, Damian Lillard, and Bam Adebayo, he can fill out a roster for you. He will find the other pieces. And all of a sudden, you put those 3 together against Holiday, Middleton, and Antetokounmpo, against, Smart and Brown and Tatum, against, if he stays, Harden. You're right there. You're right there with those teams. No team has been better about filling out the other parts of the roster as needed. I am sure between Pat Riley and Adam Simon and Andy Ellisberg and the rest of Eric Amsler, the rest of the front office staff, they'll be able to do that. The Damian Lillard thing is fascinating. You and I, starting after the finals and after the draft and going into Summer League, that's going to be the number one talking point because,
by the way, if I have to give you Caleb, I can't give you all the first rounders too at the same time.
You're going to have to go all in.
You know I've been a Caleb guy from the get-go. He's the one guy out of this roster that actually has a shot to be maybe a star on this team.
And Big O, I agree with that.
Everybody else has a shot. I'm not saying he is.
But let me ask you this. If you have to offer multiple pieces, so we agree we're offering Tyler Hero because of his contract.
Tyler and Duncan, I'm giving them.
Well, I don't know if they want Duncan because that's a lot of money. What I'm saying is you have to offer them an attractive piece. That's what Caleb did in that Celtics series. Sometimes it's hard to give up something you like, but to get something you need, you have to make a move like that. What I'm saying is the door is open. And you know what? If it's not Lillard, you and I will sit back, not as excited, but still, we'll talk about Bradley Beal. We'll talk about these kind of players.
I don't know if there's a dog there. I'm not sure anymore if there's a dog.
He's a better defender than Damian Lillard, I'll tell you that, which isn't saying much.
Dame Lillard can score. And that's what you need on this team. You need a guy that's a fearless scorer. No, but I'm talking about like money time. I haven't seen enough of that of Bradley Beal to be
because they're never in the playoffs. They never have a moment. Say what you want about Dame Dollar, but he's had his moments against the Thunder and other teams. That's the difference.
Here's a subject that you and I have talked about in well over 20 years now. When you're on a bad team, it's easy to be a really good player because nobody else takes the shots. So somebody's got to take the shots.
Absolutely.
Sometimes it's the history. The league is littered with players that were on bad teams for years and they put up great stats and you thought that they were really great players, but no, dude, they were all right, but they were just on a bad team and they got all these opportunities. And to me, with Bradley Beal, what I don't see enough is playoffs. What I don't see enough is at least just getting in, dude. I just want you to get in. We're watching one star, although he has Spo, but we're watching one star carry a team, to distances nowadays. It's crazy what Jimmy has done in 4 years. And Dame Lillard has had his runs too at times, and he's had big moments. And I just don't have in my memory bank enough of those moments with Beal, so I don't know to trust him. Now, let me ask you something. Here's the second part of the question, because we got to be honest here. And the Dame Lillard one is going to be important. Riley really has not landed a star in a long time. Dwayne Wade has been your conduit to stars. Whether it's Bosh and LeBron and whether it's Jimmy, Wade's been kind of the agent, kind of getting everything done.
The Heat have a new agent. New agent. And if you read Damian Lillard's comments or saw them on that podcast, he spoke about a desire to play with Bam.
Yeah.
And other players around the league have said the same thing for this reason. And it's almost to a fault how selfless Bam Adebayo is.
Exactly.
He will cover for your defensive mistakes. He will facilitate instead of shooting. He will give up his points so you get your points. Big O, as a player, when you can find someone who will do that for you, you can say, I can go there and he will make me better or he will make my life easier. I think the conduit was Bam Adebayo going on the 21 Olympic team to Tokyo, playing with Damian Lillard and other players and people realizing, wow, this dude makes life easier. Let's be honest. He made life easier for Jimmy Butler. He's made life easier for Caleb Martin and Duncan Robinson. The dribble handoff created the player we know as Duncan Robinson. So again, Bam's not that rah-rah out there kind of guy who's going to go in a free agency meeting. But what Bam does as a player is so seductive to outside players. Lillard is not the first player who's noticed it. Every player on Denver has noticed it, how he makes players better, just like we're noticing how Nikola Jokic makes players better. That facilitating big man who doesn't have to only look to score. I think that's going to be the Heat calling card. Bam is young, Bam is locked into contract, and Bam doesn't want to be the man. He not only doesn't want to be the alpha, he doesn't want to be the beta.
it's not who he is.
Exactly.
It's not that he's choosing. It's just it's not his nature, dude.
It's his
It's just
character.
not
You're
who he
right.
is.
And it's not a bad thing if you find the
No.
right 1 and 2 ahead of him. Absolutely.
Right. As I've said before, he's a fantastic player. I want him on my team. He's just not a star. He's not the guy that's going to be your anchor. He's the supporting guy. It's a different kind of UD. It's a different kind of PJ Brown. You know, the league has guys like that throughout the history of time. That guy that you love, Dennis Rodman, that will sacrifice everything for you, defend, rebound, take charges, all that, and take pride in doing that kind of stuff, even though you're not going to get, the love that the scorer or the game winner is going to get and all that kind of stuff. He's super important. A lot of people get confused with me when I don't call him a star. He says, oh, well, you don't want him on the – no, I do want him on the team, but I want him in his role because that's what he is. He's just not a star. He's more of what I call him a super role player because he's actually better than UD and PJ in the way he does certain things that, he's so multifaceted. You know what I mean? That
And now maybe a super recruiter, and that'll be fine also. And the thing is, Jimmy's not doing the Olympic team thing anymore at 34, nor do I want him to expend that energy. But
please.
Bam is a big part of USA basketball, and even if he's not in the World Cup this year, he'll be in France in the next Olympic cycle. And how did the big three come together? They came together because of Team USA with Bosh and Wade and LeBron. So you know what? Maybe he's Agent A, and maybe he's Bam Adebayo out to these international competitions, and instead of Pat Riley throwing his rings out there, Bam throws his skill set out there, and he becomes your prime recruiter.
By the way, does Dane have control over this in a way that, he can say, well, you're going to have to trade me where I want it?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Right?
A couple of things are happening here. Bradley Beal has a no-trade clause, so he can dictate where he goes. Dame doesn't. But Dame has the pull at the heartstrings of a team where he goes, you said you would do right by me. We will know more at the draft for this reason. Depending on what Portland does or doesn't do with the number 3 pick. If Portland trades the number 3 pick for a bona fide star, you're screwed. That means they're going all in with Dame. If they trade the number 3 pick, say for a Bradley Beal or someone, we know that that's the direction they're going to win now. If on draft night, Portland drafts a really nice guy to put with Shaedon Sharpe, to put with Anthony Simons, and a really nice young core, then they're saying, give us your draft picks. Give us your 23-year-old boy wonder from the Heat. Give us your Jovic, and we'll build that way. So keep an eye as we get closer. You and I will talk about it. NBA draft, June 22nd. We'll have a better read on Portland then. Otherwise, Portland can't, after what Lillard has done for that franchise, tell them, okay, now you're off to Indy. Now you're off to Sacramento. They have to do right by the player. That's why he came out and said, like to go to Brooklyn. Like to go to Miami. It helps. And while Durant didn't go to the Heat at least knew they had a chance to be among his finalists. While Donovan Mitchell didn't go to the Heat, he made clear he wanted to play with Bam. Remember, he played Summer League down here with him, down in Miami High. So at least there's a direction that Dame is leaning on. Durant wasn't traded last summer. The Heat couldn't wait. They had to sign the extension with Hero. That was lost. The Knicks put together a better package for Donovan Mitchell. Rather, the Cavaliers put together a better package for Donovan Mitchell, and you wound up in that direction. So it just a case of where are you going to be among the finalists? And I think the Heat will be among the finalists for Damian Lillard, for Bradley Beal. At least you're in the door.
There is heat on. Again, folks, not hot seat because I don't want Riley to go anywhere ever. Okay. But there is heat on Riley, right? Like he has to have super internal pressure on himself to get that star this offseason, right? Because, the sands of the hourglass are continued, and there's not much time left on the Butler hourglass.
No, but the fact that the Heat got to the finals this year, I think reduces some of that. They had a hell of a showing, and let's not write them off just yet. I'll be back on next week on Monday, whenever we'll know the final score. We know how it's trending, Big O. I agree with that, but it's not over until it's over, so you have to wait on that. And number 2,
if we had a healthy Jimmy, bro, I'd be more than
sure. And a healthy Kachuk, and I understand that all of a sudden it's like, we're rickety at the finish, both in hockey and basketball. But I think Pat's bought time. And I got to tell you something else. If you look at the quotes from the Denver Nuggets in this series, so many of them have mentioned Pat Riley and what he has done for that team. So I have to tell you this, Big O. while you might have the pressure because you want to see more from Pat, the respect around the league for a 77-year-old Pat Riley still is strong. Players know who he is and what he's done. So, yes, Pat Riley still being in that meeting.
That's two different things. The respect is there.
Being at the meeting.
Riley. I support Riley and all that. But I got to say, Riles, brother, you got to turn it up, man. You have failed miserably here throughout this 4-year stretch with Jimmy. The Lowry contract was unacceptable. You got to do better. You're Pat Riley. You have set a standard. You got to go find a star. He's got to get it done. I'm not saying he will try line or he should leave or anything like that, but I think you're running out of time with Jimmy. I don't think there's a lot left there.
All I can say is this, Big O. He has made every effort. He delayed re-signing Tyler Hero until he had a better sense on Durant, until he had a better sense on Donovan Mitchell. The Heat were involved last summer. That is undeniable. Again, one of the most important things you can do is get your foot in the door. Now, as closer, that's the hardest thing to do. Whether you're a player, whether you're a GM, I understand that. But the Heat are still there. This is not local Miami radio and the Big O show making us stuff about how the Heat took a run at Durant, the Heat took a run at Mitchell. No, they really did, and they were involved. Now you've got to close the deal. Now, if Damian Lillard goes to the Knicks for a package of R.J. Barrett and a young player, and Mitchell Robinson, and 3 first-round picks, the Heat will have lost out again. And then you can say, what more can the Heat do? But like you said, when you burden yourself with the Lowry contract, with the Duncan Robinson contract, you're starting with ankle weights on, and you're trying to run that 100-meter dash.
Yeah, and I keep thinking that Lowry and Oladipo might be sexy in the trading deadline next year. I don't think
firing contracts always help. There are other options and other ways around. You can use stretch payments to get lower below the cap and sign other players. There are options out there, and no one is better playing the options than Andy Ellisberg. So they will do and put together what it takes to make the sexiest offer they can with their assets.
Yep. Good stuff. All right. What are you working on the Sun Sentinel leading up to the game?
I've been holding on to a takeout story. I posted it this morning on Remy and Jai, who's Jimmy Butler's personal defensive assistant. So many times you hear Jimmy Butler after a game saying, I worked out against Remy. If I can score on Remy, I can score on 81. I said to myself, who is this guy? And he's a native of Senegal who came over, who worked for the Philadelphia 76ers and evolved into Jimmy Butler's personal practice partner. And even last night at the University of Colorado, Jimmy will go out, play one-on-one. Remy only plays defense. He gets a point when he stops Jimmy. Jimmy gets a point when he scores. They go back and forth. And just sort of this relationship. And it grew so strong that Jimmy has gone to Senegal in off seasons to visit with Remy's family. So I wanted to sort of bring the personal side of it all together. That's at sunsentinel.com right now. It'll be in your newspaper on your door tomorrow. Hopefully, maybe with a story about a victory. We shall see.
That's where I've heard him in one of the conversations say that that he's gone to Africa and he's going to Africa again or something like that.
Yeah. And so there's a really good backstory if you get a chance, sunsentinel.com to read that.
And follow him on Twitter at Ira Heatbeats. Let's hope they can pull off a miracle tonight. Ira, as always, thank you, my brother. Appreciate you immensely.
Catch you next time. Who knows? They still might be playing. Thanks, Big O.
You got it. There you go. Ira Winderman. And boy, we were on Friday. We were out at Acura Pembroke Pines, and they are smoking hot right now, folks. They've got all kinds of great deals for you down there. So get on down to 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 and Pines. And if you actually own an Acura or lease one, Mike Chen and Jordan Ferber, they run that service center, and they do a marvelous job, man, at 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 and Pines. And tell them that Big O sent you. They will take care of you at Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines.
You've been listening to the Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA Report with Ira Winderman. When you're looking for award-winning service and great deals from the #1 volume Acura sales dealership in the Southeast United States, you go to Craig Zinn Acura of Pembroke Pines at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
All right. Let's see. Go whale hunting. No more guppies for the Heat. Yeah, no more guppies and no more weak ass free agents like Kyle Lowry, please, dude. And Oladipo, man. Jesus Christ, dude.
Bromar, trade Duncan, Hero, and Lowry for Dane. Bromar, it's some of you fans out there, bro, they're not going to want Lowry in that deal. Okay, Lowry will be next year in the trading deadline. That's when he'll be sexy. Nobody's going to want Kyle Lowry in the offseason. Unless some star comes out of nowhere that is completely disgruntled and has got 4 or 5 years left on a deal, and they're at odds and they got to get rid of him, and he has baggage or something. He slapped his wife around or something, and then the Heat are going to bring a controversial person in because they're getting him super cheap because they're giving the Lowry contract so they get expired, but you inherit the guy that has 3 or 4 years left with some issues. That's what you're going to get for Lowry in this offseason. If there happens to be somebody like that, you can mention it to me. Maybe that happens. I don't think there's one right now. But you're not getting Lowry for a legit deal like Bradley Beal or Dame Lillard. Only fans think of stupid shit like that. Hey, let me give you my turd because you don't know it's a turd. So like nobody else knows it's a turd, but we know it's a turd. You're going to have to give up quality, not waste. Okay? And that's what Kyle Lowry is waste. Let's see. Lenny Pena says we need actual talent. 0 points in 2 final games from one of your starters is unacceptable. Spo must be tired of making chicken salad out of chicken poop. Billionaires shouldn't be crying broke. Well, the luxury tax is always an issue here. Big O, did you hear about the tiger shark that devoured the Russian kid in an Egypt beach? Sad stuff. I did not hear about that. That's terrible. Kyle was a trade. Jimmy wanted him here. Pat got it done. Lil will be gotten for free. Will not be gotten for free. Martin and Hero will not be enough. Yeah, they're going to have to trade some picks. Is probably what it is. And it's Riley's fault for listening to Jimmy. And Jimmy has nobody to blame but himself for wanting his buddy Kyle Lowry here. But hey, you got him $30 million a year. So I've already said it. I think it's Hero, Duncan, 2 first-rounders for Dame Lillard. Although Ira hit me with a right cross, and I gotta say he's probably right. They probably will ask for Jovic. So yeah. So if they ask for Jovic, then what can you do? That's Jovic, by the way. I like to call him Jovic. Jovic, come here. Why isn't Hayward Highsmith getting playing time after his amazing Game 1 performance? I don't know. You'll have to ask Spo. Maybe he's comfortable with the other starters. Not that kid's going to make the difference, and you're not going to be. It's not going to be 2-2 now because of him. Shang Tu Sheng says, "Oh, I agree. Riley needs to land the superstar. He did get championships here, but you know how it was, how it is. No, how it is. What have you done for me lately? Exactly. And it's time for Riley to land a star. He has not landed a star in well over a decade. Well over a decade. Okay. He didn't bring LeBron or Bosh. That was Wade. And he didn't bring Butler. That was Wade. Wade convinced him, and then Butler wanted to come here. Didn't want to go anywhere else. And Miami gave him the fat ass contract, and they got him. That's it. It's been since they drafted Wade, he's been the ultimate blessing. The last time I think he got a star was Shaq. (2005) was the last time Pat Riley landed his own whale. Shaquille O'Neal. It's been a long time, dude. We're approaching 20 years that he hasn't landed his own whale. All the whales that have been landed by Wade. So he's got to do some whale hunting here and land one. The shark attack was caught on camera. Horrible hearing him call out, "Papa, help." Don't watch the video. I'm a shark nerd and I regret it. Really? Oh, God. That's terrible. The Heat needs a rebounder since they are undersized. The Heat needs another star. Okay? All right? That's what they really need. More than anything else, they need a star that can score, my brother. They don't have that. That's what's going on. Rebounder's nice and, it sounds great and all that good stuff, but it's not really the reason why you're not where you're at right now, where you need to be. It's because you don't have another star that can carry the load offensively. And in the end, that's the problem. In the last game, by the way, with the Nuggets, because you look at it, 108-95. You lose by 13. Butler's not himself. You need a scorer, man. That's what's really hurting you more than anything else. You're shooting crappy from three. And let me tell you what I told Ira. I think it's true. Jimmy's importance to your team, it's not so much that you would have him as a star, but when he's playing well, you lift everything else. So the Heat out-rebounded the Nuggets in the last game 37-34. I don't know if you know that. So was it the 13-point deficit or you had 3 more rebounds? Which one is it? I'm not sure. So it's not that rebounding was the worst thing in the world and that, my God, you're getting killed and all that. No, they've done a decent job at times. Now, when you miss a lot of shots, you're going to give the other team a lot of rebounds too. Okay? So that also happens to the Miami Heat. So it's not so much that you were out-rebounded. It's that you shot so shitty that you gave them more rebounds. So in game 4, I think it was, game 3, they were out-rebounded 58-33. But they shot 11 of 35 from three-point range. They shot 37% from the field. They shot 92 times. Denver 80. They hit 34 of 92, my man. They missed 58 shots. That's why you got out-rebounded, because you can't score. Sometimes stats are deceiving. They don't tell the whole story sometimes. You have to look deeper than just say, oh, well, 58-33, they need help on rebound. No, dude, they need help shooting. They suck. They couldn't hit the side of a barn. They shot 92 times in that game. Denver shot 12 less times and won by 15 points, I'm sorry. They shot 12 less times and won by 15 points. Their problem is they don't have another star. And their problem is their only star is broken. And Bam will never be a star because that's not what he is. He's a super role player. Are we done with this conversation, by the way? After the last couple of games? We done with this already? Any of you still doing that stupid shit, thinking he's a star? Stars carry the offensive load. He does not. 7 of 21 and shit like that. That ain't no star, dude. Big O, you think Goran Dragic is better than Lowry? I don't want either one of them. That's what I think. I think if you're having that conversation, you need to get laid. You can't blame Riley for Lowry. Yes, you can. Oh, yes, you can. He's got to tell Jimmy, Jimmy, Lowry can't play. He's too old. No, I disagree with you. That's Lowry. That is all on Riley. 100% on Riley. I don't put any of it on Butler. None. Players can make whatever stupid-ass suggestion they want. You run the team. The player doesn't run the team. So it's up to you. So if he gives you a bad suggestion, you need to be smart enough, because apparently, I hate to say this, I'm smarter than Pat Riley when it came to Kyle Lowry. Apparently, I know more about Kyle Lowry than Pat Riley does, because I knew it was a shitty contract. I knew that guy was done. I knew paying him $30 million a year is incredibly stupid. So, Steve Chapman, I couldn't disagree with you more. Kyle Lowry signing, I don't care that Butler suggested it. Your kid can tell you, hey, Dad, let's drive off a cliff. Are you going to do it? Oh, come on, Dad. Nothing happened in the cartoon. So you're going to do it? Probably not, right? Kids can make a lot of stupid suggestions. Maybe not driving off a cliff, because then I'd feel sorry for your kid. But overall, they're going to make stupid suggestions. So you're going to follow your kid? No. So when Butler comes into my office and says, I want to bring in Kyle Lowry, I'm going to say, hey, Jimmy, I love you, but that guy is done. There's no fucking way I'm signing him. I would have told him just like that. I love you. We'll do anything to help you. Kyle Lowry's not helping you or me or any of us. Sorry. Have a nice day. So it's all on Pat Riley signing Kyle Lowry. It's all on Pat Riley giving Victor Oladipo, an often injured player, all that money. We got to call it like we see it, dude. So disagree 1,000% with you. Totally on Riley. Big O, I'm not a basketball guy, but I've been watching just to support the boys in the finals. It feels like a varsity team bullying a junior varsity team again, not a basketball. Yeah, at this point, that's what it is. That's what it is. With Jimmy injured and the guys not shooting well, this team's looking a lot like it looked during the regular season. I wouldn't want Kawhi. He can't be, or PG-13, J-Man. I don't want either guy. Neither guy's reliable at all. They're always injured, dude. No. All the players have too much power in the exactly. But Riley's one of those guys that can tell a player, go back and practice. Go pull a Laura Ingram on him. Shut up and dribble. Heat team was way better with Goran Dragic. You have too much time on your hands, bro. I agree. They need another star, but another big would really help. Lack of scoring has killed us in this series. We've only gone over 100 points once, and that's the only win. We need a guy who can put the ball in the hole. An actual star next to Jimmy. I agree. I completely agree. So, Goran Dragic as a Heat player would attack the paint. Do me a favor. Can you just block this guy, Mau El Caballero? Just block this fool. Like, this guy's just going to, clutter the place up with stupidity. I don't need this. I don't need somebody that's trolling and creating stupid shit. Now you'll have to open up another account if you want to participate, but now you'll learn that you're not going to force anything here on this show. Okay? Just so you'll know, my man. And then especially stupid subjects, right? There's enough stupidity in this world. I don't need any more of it. Hour number 2 is next.
your home for everything Heat.
They stand eye to eye with history, and they did not blink. The Heat are going to the NBA Finals.
Panthers.
The Florida Panthers are headed to the Stanley Cup Finals.
The Big O Radio Show goes deep on playoff coverage.
We don't care what the rest of the world is saying. We don't care who's criticizing who. You got to line up between these four lines, and let's figure this out.
The Big O Radio Show.
You know, I tell you guys all the time about Cutter's Edge Pro, man, and what they did with our backyard and made it a pure oasis. That's our Sylvester tree right there. A beautiful day, providing a ton of sunshine. We've got one exactly like this out in the front yard, and it is absolutely gorgeous. There's Bono hanging around on the artificial turf. What's up, Bono? What's the word, baby? There you go, wagging that little tail. Maiden, there she is. Ziggy. How you doing, Ziggy? There you go. So we got the doggies hanging out. So just want to give you a little, we got some of the trees starting off from this way with the artificial turf. You see, there's Ziggy again, of course. Got it all the way. And look, we got some flowers coming out. That tree now will start to also spring, and it's absolutely beautiful too. So got all that. They can do all kinds of things for you in your backyard to kind of make it an oasis, which is what we've done. And obviously the dogs can play. What's up, Bono? I got him there hanging out. Maiden, there she is. There she is, the one and only. She's mean as a skunk, by the way. Just want you to know. She's awesome with us, but I mean, if you're a stranger, you don't want to meet mated. So as you can see, and then the artificial turf, remember, there's no watering. There's no cutting the grass. It looks fabulous like this the entire time. You know what I'm saying? It's beautiful. Back here in this corner is where we put the barbecue. I wheel it out, cook, then I wheel it back in. See, looks beautiful, doesn't it? Flowers are coming out. It's awesome. And then when I want to play a little golf, there's my putting green down the side, which is a beautiful thing. There's one of the holes all the way to the other side where Bono is at. All lights up. It's really beautiful when it lights up. See, we got the rough. Got several. Got one on that side. Got one over there in the corner. Bono's leaving. You got rough all over the place, man. Just in case, you get the ball trapped in there. That's it. That's another swing. Right, Maiden? So, check it out. CuttersEdgePro.com. Make your home an oasis. Make your business, your HOA complex, condominium, you name it, they got you, bro. They do it all. All right? They can cut your trees down. And the artificial turf, I swear by it. Really easy to maintain, and it looks just absolutely freaking beautiful. Cutter's Edge Pro. Right, Ziggy?
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Right, we are back. Hour number 2 of the program. Thank you all for hanging in there, as always, except for the idiot that kept trying to bring in Goran Dragic. Anyways, stupidity is just something that it's around. What can I tell you? It's around. 8:30 tonight, ABC, Game 5. We'll see if the Heat can survive. No Tyler Hero. Denver leading 3-1. How about Bernie the mascot, bro? Getting leveled by Conor McGregor and then getting leveled twice by Conor McGregor. The one that knocks him out, and then while he's down on the floor, he punches him again. Isn't it supposed to be a skit? Does Conor McGregor know what a skit is? Right? I mean, we're talking about a guy that hits old people, that throws, what's that? What hand trucks through bus windows and, to injure other fighters and all of that. I mean, Conor McGregor is a first-class dumbass, okay? Clearly just a stupid-ass mofo. Just because he can fight and, whatever, he made some whiskey and sold it and got some money and all that stuff. The guy is still scum. So the question I have for the Heat is, why associate yourself with scum? I'm just wondering. That's all Conor McGregor has proven. He can fight and that he's a loser. He's a loser at all levels. But again, you can be a loser and you can get away with anything once you have fame and power. They let you get away with whatever. Because that's how we are in society. But why would anybody want to associate themselves with Conor McGregor? I get it in the Neanderthal world of fighting that you associate yourself with him because that's all he can do. But in the real world, you're the Miami Heat. You're Inter Miami. You're the New York Yankees. You're whatever, dude. Why would you want to accommodate that loser? Why would you want him being a part of anything you're doing in your organization? And that's a great example right there. As Bernie takes 2 shots. That guy couldn't even throw a fake punch. It's called a skit. I get it. Conor McGregor's too effing stupid to figure it out. But I got to tell you something. The Heat isn't very smart. You got to draw the line somewhere, man. Somewhere you've got to draw the line. And there are certain people that you shouldn't associate with in any way, shape, or form. What part of hitting the old man didn't turn you off already? Or all the other things that he's done? Why would you want to associate yourself with that? Why would you want to put anybody at risk with that guy? So, let it go over everybody's head. The king-size stupidity of the organization, so we can all replay, say, oh, that's Heat toughness, all that kind of crap. So we can laugh about it and all that. Meanwhile, that poor man might have been even concussed because the organization chose to do something really stupid, associate themselves with scum. Well, you signed Kyle Lowry, so it's not like they do a lot of smart things over there. Oladipo. Duncan Robinson, terrible contract. So it's kind of a consistent thing lately there with the dumb decisions. That was another stupid decision by the Heat. Do you cover or are you interested in baseball too? Do you listen? We just talked about it a little while ago. Conor McGregor is a few sandwiches short of a picnic. There's no doubt. Oh, can the guy in the Bernie costume sue the S out of the Heat and Conor? I don't know. I'm not exactly sure. If he can, I would be suing people. I'll tell you that. Okay? There's no doubt in my mind that if he can sue, I would sue. And if it's the Heat, sue the hell out of them for being that stupid to allow Conor McGregor in their organization for anything. It's like there's no scruples in this world, dude. There's none. There really isn't. Let's see. McGregor is a big mouth punk who got dominated by Khabib in their fight. Yes, he did. Oh, he got punked completely by Khabib. Yeah, the Heat haven't been smart lately on a lot of things. You are correct. They have made a lot of bad moves lately, unfortunately. And regardless of all of that, Spo overcomes. By the way, Spo might be part of a lot of those bad decisions because he sits in those decisions. So he's kind of, if he wanted to do some of the things that we've talked about, well, then he's had to overcome his own mistakes along with Riley. So I don't know, 100% Riley, 70% Riley, 20% Spoelstra. I don't know what the breakdown is or whatever it is, but Spo does have some influence. And while he's a great, great coach, personnel-wise, they have not done a good job. They have not maximized their money, put it that way. That's one thing they haven't been able to do with that roster and that amount of money is that they haven't maximized it. I've seen a lot of effed up stuff in my life, but that shark eating that dude in Egypt might be the worst. Wow. Was it deep waters? Because if it's a kid, I would imagine it wasn't too deep where the shark got to him. He signed a waiver with the Heat like all of us performing at the arena do, but Conor is trash, so he could still file something. Well, he signed a waiver. Oh, you're talking about Bernie signs a waiver. So Bernie signs a waiver that if he gets injured, he can't sue? I don't know. I'm not smart enough. I don't know. Maybe a lawyer is watching and listening and can answer that. I'm not exactly sure. I don't know I don't know what it is. See, there might be something legal that covers the Heat. But if I'm Bernie, I am suing the crap out of the Heat or Conor McGregor. One of the two. For sure. DeAndre Hopkins is in Tennessee for the Titans meeting. And they got something there that says, would Raiders rescind Josh Jacobs' franchise tag to sign Dalvin Cook? Hey, so why isn't there a line for Dalvin Cook? What happened? Jets say they're not interested. The Broncos say they're not interested. So I don't know what's going on. Is he really going to go to the Bills? No, they don't have money. Plus, what's he going to do? Cock block his brother? That would be incredibly uncool. So isn't it interesting that for those of you out there that were dying to trade for him, and you've all it's like the Bam discussion. You're all homered, like disappearing in the bush. Like, I don't hear any more of those Bam people that don't know what they're talking about. And they say, oh, Bam's a star. You're wrong. They've disappeared. Kind of same thing here. What happened to all those Cook? Oh, we got to trade for him. Oh, we got to give him big money. Well, how come nobody is signing him? How come nobody's lining up to give him the big money he wants? Because he wants big money. I'm just wondering. You see Saquon Barkley? He's holding out because he didn't get what he wants. And he did pretty good last year himself. And I think Saquon and his agent feel like they're more important than the quarterback, which he's probably right in this case. But he doesn't get what he wants. So Derrick Henry. Tennessee's going nowhere. They're in a rebuild. Derrick Henry's got, a year left on his contract? So why isn't anybody trading for Derrick Henry? Just wondering. I mean, the running back position, it's so important for some of you fans out there. My God, it's the most important position in football right now. The Dolphins are a Dalvin Cook away from a Super Bowl. So wouldn't Derrick Henry also be the guy who leads you to a Super Bowl? Well, why isn't anybody bending over backwards for any of these guys? You could trade for Saquon. By the way, Austin Eckler wanted money. No takers. Very productive. Aaron Jones, who runs for the Green Bay Packers, he had to cut his salary from 16 to 11 million this year. He's kicking ass for them. He's their number one back, and they went to him and said, you need to take a pay cut or we'll cut you. And Drew, his agent, knew that if he would get cut, he wouldn't even get 11 million out there on the open market. By the way, that's what Cook was making. And Cook wants a large salary. Good luck. Good luck. Large salary for him might be 6 or 7 million now. Not the 10 or 11 million that he was going to make in Minnesota. 6 or 7 might be. And I don't even think the Dolphins are going to go anywhere near that. So if he wants to sign for more money somewhere, he's not going to get 10 million anywhere. No one's giving him that. But I just find it kind of interesting how the player some of you were so dying to trade for is sitting there available in free agency and nobody's making a move. Because some of you still live in the past. You keep thinking the running back position is something that's valued in the NFL when it's not. It's not a Dolphins thing. It's an everybody thing. Austin Eckler has been fantastic for the Chargers, and they're not in a hurry to re-sign their own guy. Derrick Henry has been a dominating monster, and they're not in a hurry to sign their own guy. Dalvin Cook, 1,100 yards, 4 straight years here. Yeah, he's missed his share of games. He misses on average 2 games a year, but still productive. They let him go. They drafted somebody else. That's what this league is. They don't care about the running back. The Broncos, no interest, Mike Kliss reports. Not interested at all in Dalvin Cook. So the Jets say they're not interested. Buffalo doesn't really have the money for it unless he wants to take a really cheap deal, even cheaper than the one Miami can offer him. Denver needs him badly, by the way. Javonte Williams is coming back from a knee injury. You don't even know if he can hold up. They actually need him, and they're not interested. I'm just saying, it's just one of those things where some of you have to kind of take a step back and realize where the running back position is in the NFL, because it's not valued whatsoever. And that's why there isn't a bidding war going on at all for Dalvin Cook. D-Hop is out there, been out there. Now's when he's starting to visit teams, and he can't get a deal he wants, and receivers are way more important than running backs. Now, D-Hop's thing is Some think he's lost a step or two. So it's going to be an issue because he doesn't get separation, is what people are saying about him. But receiver is more important than running back in the NFL. And yet that guy's out there. So I just want to throw that out there because the Dalvin Cook story is, the hot and heavy story. But to be quite honest, it's not really, it's not as important as some of you put it out there. So if Miami gets him, which I still think they're going to get him, but they're going to get him at their price, as I've told you for months now, I don't think a big offer is coming from any team. There are running backs all over to be had, and nobody made a move for them. Now you just add Cook to a whole bunch of other running backs that have issues. Look at what the Raiders, what they're saying. Would they take off the tag off Josh, so you release him to then go sign Cook? I'd rather actually have Josh Jacobs than Dalvin Cook, personally. But that's just me. I'll take either one on the Dolphins, but it's going to be at the Dolphins' price, is what I've told you for a while now. Let's see what happens. I don't think Dalvin's going to have a ton of interest out there. I don't think he's going to have a lot of big contracts available to him. And I think he's going to say, you know what? For that, I'll just sign a one-year deal with Miami and reset. And again, I'll tell you why you don't pay him a lot of money in Miami. He is sharing the ball with 3 other guys. His stats will not be anything like it was in Minnesota. So if you're not using him a ton and he's only one of 4 backs, then there's no reason to pay him a ton. And apparently a lot of other teams aren't willing to pay him a ton. Okay? I think New Orleans and Baltimore need him badly. If we're gonna talk shop and we're actually going to be objective about this, I would love Dalvin Cook here with the Dolphins because that would create, you have 4 backs. It'd be awesome, dude. Okay? Fantastic. But if they don't get him at their price and he is looking for some money, if New Orleans and Baltimore want to pay him, for me, I looked at their running back situation. Those are 2 teams that actually could use him and I think need him. You can't count on the kid with Baltimore. He's always injured. So I would take a chance with him. So we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening. What else do we have going on in the world of sports? Did you see John Sterling there, Sean? That was funny, dude. That was funny. So John Sterling.
And now the 3-2 swung on.
Okay, here we go. There, he's calling, and boom, the foul ball hits him right in the face. Right in the face. So he goes, he's calling the foul ball. It's coming at him. Here we go. He hits the foul ball. And let's go. Oh, well, he kept going with the call. So it hasn't rewinded yet. That's the thing. Let me rewind it for you. There we go. See, no glasses now. And here comes the foul ball. Boom. Right in the face. He got hit right in the noggin. Takes off the glasses. And he keeps going on with the call. I got to give him credit. My man did not see the foul ball coming his way. There it is. Foul ball, up, and oh, not away. Yeah. Not good. Oh, man. That is awesome. That is absolutely awesome. Welton Rayom, by the way, that is awesome for you. The law firm you want to call, the one you can trust in Hollywood, 954-966-4646. anywhere in South Florida, anywhere in Florida, you can call, man. Consultation free. All right. Ask for Jeff Welt. Dan and Jeff do an awesome job. Bankruptcy, condo damage, criminal defense, homeowner property damage, business owner claims, commercial litigation, personal injury. I mean, it doesn't matter what you're dealing with. Water damage from a storm, from a broken pipe, some kind of vandalism. You tell me, it doesn't matter what it is. The folks at Welton Realm, they can work with you and take care of those insurance companies. So if you have any of this happen to you, before you call the insurance company, you call Welton Realm, folks, okay? Because they have their own adjusters. If you're dealing with bankruptcy, I know it's a tough situation for you right now. Call Welton Realm. They can help you through that bankruptcy, situation. Personal injury, you fell, you had a car accident, bicycle accident, something along those lines, and you feel it wasn't your fault. Call Welt and Realm, 954-966-4646. The consultation is completely free. So you'll find out whether you have a case or you don't. And then you can move forward with Welt and Realm, Jeff and Dan. They do an awesome job. Call them and tell them that Big O sent you. I promise you, they will take care of you. Folks, don't forget, you can make a donation through Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. Big O, is that ball okay? I don't know. It might be damaged after hitting John. Could have some kind of a dent. I'm from Houston, and my son and I are coming to the game against the Broncos. What place near the stadium is good to eat at? Near the stadium. Hey, go to Sports Grill in Miami Lakes. That's about 20 minutes away, 15 minutes away. Not right around the stadium. I don't know of any really great restaurants right around the stadium, to be quite honest with you. There's a good sub shop right on the same street on 199th that the stadium is on. You go east and you get to 441 on the left side. There's something called the Sub Center. They do an excellent job with their subs. You can have a sub there. But if you want a meal, Sports Grill is good. They do a good job. You're going to enjoy that. Did I see the Canadian golfer get tackled? Oh, yeah. He was trying to celebrate with the security. Yeah, I saw it. That was funny. Poor guy. Do you anticipate adding another veteran outside of Cook before training? No, I don't. No. Brett, if they can get Cook, at a reasonable price, then I think they'll do that move. But I don't expect them to get another back before training camp. I don't, unless there's an injury, then yeah. But if there's no injury, I think they're happy with their backs. The Cook thing is a luxury for them. That's what I try to tell people. But what can I say? Let's see. And he is a trooper. He kept on talking after the hit. Yeah, he did. Eddie Lepp, what? Oh, Mojo Donuts. Yeah, but Mojo Donuts is it's far from the stadium. Yeah, but it's about the same as, actually, you know what? It's the same as Sports Grill because it's more north, right? You could have chicken and waffles at Mojo Donuts. They do a good job with chicken and waffles at Mojo Donuts. Fat people, no food. Let's see what else. Surely he was able to keep. Yeah, no, he did keep the ball, and he signed it. I mean, let me not paraphrase it because I did save the story for you all. Okay, where are we here? Oh man. He signed the ball and put you always, I'm paraphrasing, you always have to be prepared at a baseball game or something like that. He put something funny with it. Hold on, I thought I saved it. Bad job by me. I thought I did. Let me see here. Let me see if I can find the story and get the quote for you. But he basically said something like that, like, you always got to be alert at a baseball game, no matter where you sit or something like that.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
Welton.
All right, there we are. Sorry, I don't know what the hell happened. Anyway, he's 84 years old, John Sterling. Got hit by Justin Turner. And let me see if I still can't find what he said on signing the ball, but it's paraphrasing that you always got to be awake at a baseball game because you just never know. Or you got to be awake at a baseball game no matter where you're sitting. And John Sterling is one. Remember, he's 84 years old. Okay? I don't know how many of us are going to be doing what John Sterling's doing at 84. That's pretty freaking impressive, I got to say. Got to give him serious love on that. Okay? What do we got here? Ohio John, thank you for the love on the super chat. Remember, you can make a donation through Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. The backs we have can get the job done. Coach just has to keep feeding them when they have it going. Yes, exactly. That was the key. Jim Gleason says it's funny. There's a lot of chatter out there with different teams that if Miami signs Cook, their team may trade for Mostert. Do you believe any of that, Jim? Just out of curiosity, do you believe any of that? Because I guarantee you, Jim, the same people that were reporting that were saying that the Dolphins were trading for Cook, and the Dolphins were dying to sign Cook. And so far, none of that's been true. Big O, did you hear the Jags are talking to Homestead Speedway to possibly play games there? I know they need a place to play. I don't know where the hell they're going to play. But that does have a lot of seats. That's kind of interesting. So the Gator Bowl doesn't work?
Wait a minute. I know they're talking to Daytona. They're talking to Homestead too?
Maybe Daytona has issues, bro. Maybe Daytona's not willing to do it. Maybe Daytona has more constructed in the middle of the field that they can't put a football field in there. And maybe Homestead doesn't have. No, they do actually.
Yeah, Homestead's got the garages, then the lake. They'd have to tear down the RV area where the racers park.
That's not going to happen.
I mean,
no.
I guess you could configure some of the road course that they have to the far side, maybe a football field over there, but you would have to cover. I don't know how the banking is in some of those rates.
Doesn't work. Does not work, bro. Doesn't work at Homestead either. I don't know what the hell they're doing. So I don't know what they're going to, because apparently they could be away from Jacksonville for 2 years. That I know. But I don't know where the hell they're going to end up. So we'll see. But that is crazy stuff. Ohio John, you are 1,000% right. Just got to keep feeding the backs. Big O, when you're 84, you can host the Big Old Show. Yeah. Am I not doing that right now as it is? I wouldn't expect to schedule the Dolphins and Jags at the same time. One team at 1 and the other at 4:15. Oh, man. Dalvin Cook reportedly wants big money from the next team. Nobody is paying big money. What have I told you? Is there anything about this story? I've been like all over this story from the get-go, you know? I told you if he wants big money, he ain't coming here. I told you if it was a trade, he ain't coming here. And everything I've told you has been spot freaking on. Everything about the Dalvin Cook situation. I stay down the street from Homestead Speedway and I don't see it. Yeah, no, neither do I. No, I'm thinking of it too. And I know Sean knows the track even better than I do. But I'm thinking of it because I've been there several times. Hell, we were just there. We were just there. No, they would have to do so much reconstruction. And it's a thing that would be a burden for 2 years. Okay? So, no, I just don't. I don't think there's a racetrack that can do this. I really don't. Except that small one. What's the one in North Carolina? It's North Carolina, right? That has that small track?
Yeah, Bristol.
But again, I'm not smart enough. I don't know the middle inside of Bristol if there's enough space there, or is that all built up with buildings and pits and all kinds of crap?
Because it's so small, they couldn't build buildings there. The trucks just park in there, and you work in the trucks, which is why they were able to have the Tennessee game there that one year, because it's an pretty much open area. They did Tennessee, I think, against Michigan.
So we got to go to the Bristol racetrack, room 515.
And also, which we talked about before, was the fact that, again, you're talking Homestead is 1.5 miles, and Daytona,
like a mile, right?
Huh?
Isn't Bristol like a mile?
No, it's a half mile. It's not even a half mile. It's just it's a very small track, so everything's right on top, and it's built like a bowl, so you can see everything from everywhere. It's not just the one side. That's the other thing where they would have to figure out something with seating.
Yeah, well, but they can figure that out with the NFL money coming in. That might help them. So, the Bristol racetrack, room 515. That's the one we got to go to right there. GP Trap says, good morning, Big O. Checking in this Monday morning. Hope you had a beautiful week, and I did. A nice rested weekend. Harris Field in Homestead. Is that what they're talking about? You mean where the Air Force Base is? So then they would just like put up rigged stands? Makeshift like? Okay.
I mean, it would make sense. I guess you could bring in the turf, the Astro turf, just roll it out there and then construct the seats around it, I guess. I mean, that would make more sense than, because the only place I could think of in Homestead that would work would be the RV area, because there's a huge open lot to I think it's to the south side of the speedway where it's all open right there. You could build something there and then tear it down, and then after football season, because again, the other problem is the Homestead race is in October, which is in the middle of the season.
Right.
So,
that would have to be a road game that week. That's all. You schedule a road game that weekend for the Jags. That would be funny if they're here playing in South Florida, dude. That would be hilarious. Jesus. They can't find anything up there somewhere closer to them? That's crazy. The Jags will play at the University of North Florida Stadium or Camping World Stadium in Orlando. That's what I said. Camping World is the one that I thought, the Gator Bowl. That's the one I thought that would be, the perfect one right there. But I thought the University of North Florida Stadium's too small. I thought that was the problem with that one. I don't think that one has enough seats. But the Gator Bowl, because we talked about this, we had this conversation already. Because Orlando City already left, that opens up that stadium now. And then that stadium, and they have a shot there. But I don't know why they wouldn't do it there. The Jags can play at Mylander in Hialeah. Oh, man. That is funny, dude. You guys are a trip, man. Absolute trip. By the way, Essential Moving Experts, a proud sponsor of our program. We love talking about Sean Williams, man. He just does an awesome job. His people are second to none. I've been telling you about them for a while now. And Essential Moving Experts, folks, they move it all around the country, okay? They've got over 16, 17, maybe 1,800 reviews, people that are extremely happy with their service. And they move anywhere, man, across the country, across the state, across the city, within the county, home, business, you name it. And Sean does something really, really cool, too, for his customers. This is actually something that you don't get much, okay? If you, let's say you're moving your business to a new spot, but that new spot isn't ready for another week or two or a month or 2 months or 3, or your home isn't ready for a week or 2 or a month or 2 or 3, they will hold your stuff at their warehouses up to a month on the house. That's a hell of a service, dude. So just in case if you are moving and then there's a little bit of a difference because you got to get out of this place, but the other place isn't ready for another week or 2 or a month, the folks at Essential Moving Experts will keep that, will hold everything for you for up to a month on the house. If you need it longer, you can negotiate the rest. But call Sean Williams, man. They're great people. 386-213-4054. Brooke, all the amazing people out there. They do a great job. By the way, Sean, the headquarters are in Daytona. He's a big Dolphins fan. That's why the colors are Dolphins colors. So call him 386-213-4054 for essentialmovingexperts.com. Right, all right. What else do we have going on in the world of sports? Marlins back in action tonight against Seattle, 9:40. Jesus Luzardo, Bryce Miller on the mound. Remember, we will be on tonight after the Heat game with another post-game show. I hope it's not my last one. We'll see. I hope the boys can really respond, man. It would be really nice to respond. You know, when sports and business collide, we like doing something called the KSDT CPA Sports Business Report. Well, Sean, WWE has finished its exclusive negotiating window with Fox and Comcast USA without a new deal, sending the broadcast rights for the entertainment property to the open market. While the move is not surprising, as most major deals go to the open market, the one party that does have interest in adding WWE is Disney. However, the potential cable placement would not be ESPN, but rather FX. So still at this point, Fox with Friday Night SmackDown and USA. Wait a minute. Sorry, I must have hit something. And USA with Monday Night Raw remain most likely to re-up. So Sean Stanley, I bring you in here on our sports business report. What do you think here happens? The FX really have a shot at this?
I mean, at this point, I guess everybody has a chance, but it's funny because Endeavor now owns it's not Vince McMahon negotiating. It's not like so Endeavor, if you remember, left Fox and went to ESPN or Disney or whatever you want to say. Right. So, and it's been talked about on the Square Circle Digest, Frankie and myself, that maybe Endeavor takes it to ABC. Maybe they have something, going on there. So we'll see, man. I mean, at this point, I think you get more money from Fox. And if you're those shows on that night, you might as well, there's nothing else on. So you might as well bid as much as you can and get a good program.
I mean, why not, dude? But I just found it interesting that FX is the one now also in the mix there. So
it would be odd though, because that's for SmackDown, right?
Yes, SmackDown.
So you're taking it off. I mean, again, this is ABC we're talking about, but they would take it off of a channel that everybody can get, and it's drawing in the high twos, like 2.6, 2.7 on Fox, and then you would throw it on FX with not as many homes get, because you have to have cable to get FX. It just, some of the times it just feels like some of these companies, I don't know who's running them, but what's on ABC Fridays at 8?
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah.
So, I mean, besides NBA playoffs when they're on in the finals and stuff like that. But I mean, during the regular, they don't have a lot going on. So
I'm with you there. KSDT CPAs, baby. We'll be there this Friday. By the way, forensic accounting, business valuation, bankruptcy, insolvency. They will help you with anything going on. Use that QR code. If you haven't actually filed your taxes, personal or business, you're looking for an extension, have the folks at KSDT CPAs set you up and take care of you. Management advisory services. They do it all from year-end planning to forecasts to projections and budgets. They will help you out. Healthcare advisory too, from fraud investigation to commercial diligence, estate and trust planning, virtual data room. They've got it all, folks. M&A strategy, operational diligence, operational improvement. They can help you out in so many ways. Property management too, 24/7 emergency services. You name it, from rent collection to supervisor of property of vendors, KSDT wealth management. They can help you there in that area, from family office to insurance strategies, legacy estate planning. There are so many ways that KSDT CPAs can help you out. Valuation, from divorce, commercial litigation, estate, trust, and gift planning, income tax planning, mergers and acquisitions. KSDT does it all. And of course, tax, domestic and international tax, assurances. They do it all. Accounting services. It is amazing. They've got 3 massive offices in Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach counties, opening up one in North Carolina. They are expanding as we speak right now. Okay. They're probably purchasing another firm right now. KSDT CPAs. They are top 200 by Forbes accounting firms. So please check it out. Call them 305-670-3370. Use that QR code and support the great people that support our platform. That is your KSDT CPA Sports Business Report.
This has been the KSDT Sports Business Report. KSDT CPA is one of South Florida's largest and one of the country's fastest growing accounting firms. KSDT is recognized by Forbes as one of the top tax and accounting firms for 2022. KSDT CPA is a full service firm that also excels in crypto. Visit online at ksdtcpa.com or call 305-670-3370.
All right. I don't know a single person that owns cable or satellite anymore. Everybody has only local and streaming, pretty much. Yeah. Very few people, more and more. Times are changing, man. Times are changing. And, the way we don't listen to radio anymore. We go to podcasts and platforms. That's kind of what we do. We don't even, and for music, you're going to your iTunes or Spotify or Stitcher and that kind of stuff, or satellite radio. You're not listening to AM and FM like you used to. It's really left to older people now, right? People that are either my age or even older are the ones that are still kind of listening to radio. Younger people are pretty much, they've changed. And our TV habits are the same. We don't watch live television anymore. Maybe a game, a sporting event, that's what you have to catch live. But more often than not, you're watching a platform. You're watching a Netflix or HBO Go or whatever it is, YouTube, Hulu, you name it, Prime. That's what we do now. So networks are kind of a dying breed in a way. You know what I'm saying? And radio stations, my God, they are useless as they get. The buildings are useless. The antennas are useless because not as many people are using it anymore. Times are changing. Crypto, too. It's going to change the way we do things on a daily basis. Although with the FUD that Gary Gensler is creating, I wouldn't be surprised if we have a little more ups and downs here before everything gets leveled off and takes off to the moon. Because the U.S. is doing everything possible to slow it down. Then they're not going to stop it, but eventually it'll take over. But they're doing their best to scare some of you out there with soft hands so they can jump in and get it all cheaper. That's what they're doing. So, but things change, man, and you have to change with the times. Whether it's listening to radio or watching television or the way you go about your banking and paying things and all that's all going to change with crypto and the blockchain. Things change, and that's the reason why we're where we're at now. You know what I'm saying? Big O, thanks for taking my question about places to eat. I had a business meeting and I'm watching the playback. Thanks for answering, everyone. There you go. Times are changing, but my mom refuses to get rid of her landline. Yeah, we got rid of our landline too. We don't have a home phone either. Yeah, that's another thing. Landlines there's no need. Everybody has a cell phone. So why are you going to pay for an extra phone line? It makes no sense. And let me tell you something. I would have eliminated my landline a little while before that, but I kept it only because for interviews that I can pot it through my studio at home. But now with StreamYard, I don't need to do that anymore either. And so once we added StreamYard, I got rid of my home phone. So anybody here go to Marlins games? I'm sorry in advance if anybody does. I try to be on here every day to keep up. LOL. Yep. The Marlins are doing a terrific job, my brother. They're winning and beating a lot of bad teams and building up that record. So they're doing really good right now. Eventually that schedule will turn and they'll start to play some of the better teams, and then we'll see where they stand. Times are changing, baby. My mom won't get rid of the landline either, says Pep. Fangio is just trying to motivate players. Big O, sorry if I'm off topic, but I'm finding it increasingly hard to believe Dalvin Cook to Miami. Apparently he's looking for a payday. I guess you're not listening or following on Twitter. As I've said, he can be looking for all the paydays he wants. How's Saquon Barkley's payday? How's that going? Aaron Jones, he had to cut down from 16 million to 11 million. How's that going? Austin Eckler, he wanted to get the hell out of San Diego. Nobody traded for him. He's got a year left. Derrick Henry's on his final year. How come nobody trades for Derrick Henry? I mean, I hate repeating myself, but look at the big picture. Let's go macro, not micro. He can want all the money he wants. They're not paying running backs, dude. There's no respect for running backs. They're interchangeable. I don't think he's going to get a big deal out there. I think he's going to get a deal that's slightly better than Miami's, and he's going to have a really tough decision and say, Do I go to this team that's not very good, and I'm going to get paid another $1 million or $2 or $2.5 more, but I can go to Miami and I've got a shot with that offense to maybe win a title, and it'll be up to him. Okay, so I think he signs with Miami reluctantly because he doesn't get the money that he was searching for. And so everybody out there, the most they're offering might be 6 or 7. And Miami says, hey, we'll give you the 4.5 plus incentives. And he takes the 4.5 plus incentives. That's just me. But we'll see. We'll see. That part is a guess. Everything else that I've told you about it has been right on target, spot on. I told you months ago when everybody talked about it, he would never get traded. Never. Miami was never going to trade for him. I told you months ago, Miami was never going to give him big money. And I told you, and there it is, not giving him big money. So I told you that he either signs a team-friendly deal or he doesn't come to Miami. But the thing is, now that the way I looked at things, I don't think there's going to be a market out there that there's a bunch of teams waiting to sign him and give him a bunch of money. Because it's a running back. So, why be sorry? I go to a Marlins game. Don't jump on the bandwagon later. That's right. Don't jump on it later. Later on, when they're losing, you don't want to jump on that bandwagon. When they're not in the playoff race, you don't want to jump. You want to jump on when they're in the playoff race. Tax break in Florida plus Super Bowl contender plus hometown. We shall see. In Miami, he'll play less, better on the body. Yep. You are correct, sir. Question is, how does he see it? Is the thing. That's the main part about it. How does he see it? Cutter's Edge Pro. Love talking about Cutter's Edge Pro, by the way. Great sponsor of our program. And when we talk about Will or Mike, man, just absolutely phenomenal. Full landscape design for you like they've done for our front yard and our backyard. I got to do some videos of the front yard too. They do outdoor lighting, irrigation, artificial grass. The artificial grass has been a blessing. The dogs go outside. They do their business. They come back inside. They don't bring any mud, any dirt, any grass, nothing. And it looks like real grass. I showed you. You see in the videos. It is phenomenal. Okay? Super easy to maintain. And guess what? Hundreds and thousands you will save in the long run. Why? Because you're not watering the lawn all the time and you're not cutting the grass every 10 to 14 days in South Florida. You know what I'm saying? So call the great people at Cutter's Edge Pro. Lift your home, lift your business to another level. As you all know, once you add landscaping, it improves the value of your home. So even if you're trying to sell it, you want to improve the value of your home, add some landscaping. You can double whatever you paid in landscaping, double the price of that, and you can probably add it to your top end of your deal. All of these things are so important, folks. And William and Mike are perfectionists too. Okay, so everything that they do, the trees that they install are quality trees, not these skinny little weak ass trees. They actually wait and they bring in trees that are healthy and like really thick and ready to go. You know what I'm saying? It's not these flimsy little trees that you're paying a lot of money for. No, you're getting quality. Our Sylvester palms, man, those things came in and they were already, I've seen them in other places because after I've gotten the Sylvester palms, I now started looking at other palms all over the place. And then when I see them new, I see all those skinny palms that they put up and they're charging you the same thing. But at Cutter's Edge Pro, you're going to get quality all the way through. They're going to do things the right way. Lighting, by the way, you can have flexible lighting that you can change the colors up all you want. Dolphins 1 or aqua and orange, man. The Inter Miami one, well, then you can put up the pink. You got Breast Cancer Awareness Month, put up the pink. For whatever reason, Halloween, you want to put up some Halloween colors, Christmas, all of that. It's a beautiful thing, man. Call the great people at Cutter's Edge Pro, 954-472-0622, anywhere in South Florida, Dade, Broward, or Palm Beach counties. They'll take care of you. 954-472-0622. All right, what else do we have here? How about the GOAT Amanda Nunes? Yeah, she retired too after winning. She is she's impressive, dude. You got to give her mad props, man. Mad props. I mean, she is a true champion. I thought that was pretty cool. There was one girl that was freaking out that wanted to fight her still. I forgot which one that I was reading. I'm not an MMA expert, that's why I forgot the name, but I did read a follow-up story to that there was one fighter that was freaking out that she retired because she wanted a shot at her also. I forgot who it was, and maybe somebody out there can fill me in. But it's not I'm not well versed in all that stuff, so I can't really get into it and start talking about it, But I did see that there was a fighter that was kind of pissed that she didn't get a piece of Amanda because she wanted a shot at the ultimate badass, Amanda Nunes. I thought that was pretty funny. What else do we have today, June 12th, in music history? Let's go over it. Today on this date, 1985, David Lee Roth confirmed he was leaving Van Halen. And I was so depressed. God, I was depressed. I was so depressed that I got mad at Van Halen with Van Hager. And I love Sammy Hager. Everything he's done, from what he's got now with The Circle, with Chicken Foot, with Montrose, early on in his career, his solo stuff. I love everything Sammy Hager. Early on, I hated Van Hager. Hated it with a passion. Or as in Living Color would say, hated it. I hated it. Okay. I grew to love it and appreciate it as time went on. And I got over my frustrations because to me, the best Van Halen is the Halen with David Lee Roth. And not because he's a great singer, it's just a great sound. So I was so frustrated when he left. And I know he did his own thing and it was fun and he had a couple good songs and all that, but Halen and David Lee Roth is still, that's one of the great bands of all time, one of the great rock bands of all time. In 2006, on this date, Korn were forced to cancel their European tour after singer Jonathan Davis was hospitalized with a blood disorder. In 77, on this date, the number one single in the country was Fleetwood Mac's Dreams off of their hit album Rumors. Man, that album is monstrous. In 2009, the Beastie Boys played together for what would be their last time. It took place at the Bonnaroo Festival, and soon after, Adam MCA Yauch was diagnosed with cancer. What a shame that we lost Adam Yauch. In 82, on this date, Bruce Springsteen, James Taylor, and Jackson Browne were among the performers at a rally in Central Park, New York for nuclear disarmament. There were about 450,000 fans in the crowd. When you get to see the boss, James Taylor and Jackson Browne, that's pretty freaking cool, dude. That's pretty awesome, I gotta say. I have been a tad out of touch for a week, says Mike Honcho, or so, since I've been on a call. Did Big O address the comments from that idiot Chris Sims about the late Mr. Carmona? I did. And, you know, all I can tell you, Mike, is we have to, not we, you guys have to stop paying attention to Chris Sims. You have to stop watching, because that's what these kind of trolls want. That the Skip Baylesses of the world say things like this all the time. And all they want is the attention. And they don't care if they piss people off. They don't care if it was insensitive. They don't care about any of that. They just care about getting a rise out of you. And mission accomplished. And all of you that are writing in to fire him, they won't fire him. You just gave him a raise. Okay? You just gave him a raise. Why? Because you're watching. Why? Because you're downloading. Why? Because you're reacting. Why? Because you're tweeting and talking about it. And the less you watch Skip Baseless and the Turd and Chris Sims, okay, the less you watch these idiots, then the less successful they will be. But the more you watch and the more you react on all the stupid things they say, because Colin Cowherd and Skip Baseless and this idiot Chris Sims, they are constantly saying stupid things. They're constantly saying things to get a rise out of people. I've been at this for over 30 years. I know that lazy form of radio or sports talk or whatever it is. I don't do that. I don't do that. I've never done that. I'll shock you and tell you, hey, Bam's not a superstar or a star or whatever, and then we can go at it. But it's not something I'm doing to shock. I'm doing it because it's what I really believe. I may be wrong, I may be right, whatever, but it's what I really believe. Okay? So when I tell you something, it's because I actually believe it. It's not because I'm trying to get a rise out of you. Oh, this, that. No, dude. But that's what these people are trying to do. And mission accomplished. And really, it's all your faults out there. You're the ones that keep retweeting him. You're the ones that keep paying attention to him. You're the ones that keep listening to him. And as long as you do that, he's going to have a job and he'll get a raise. And he'll keep doing it. Now he knows he can get a rise out of you for whatever, even making light of somebody that's dead. Which Carmona, while he did troll him, was on a fun way. Eric Carmona was respectful. If I remember correctly, he was just going through the whole, his shtick, which was fantastic, which we all needed. What Eric Carmona came up with was something to benefit us, Dolphins fans, and especially those of us that believe in Tua. Not for shock value. I don't believe in Tua for shock value. Oh, there's lots of people that hate him. Let me go against them just so I can get a rise. No, dude, I believe in Tua. I think he's a hell of a quarterback. I know he has an injury history. That's the only thing that's ever scared me from the kid. But I've never been the guy that tells you, oh, weak arm, this, that, whatever. I'm not looking to shock you for that kind of stuff. These guys are. So the best thing you do is eliminate Skip Bayless from your repertoire. Eliminate Colin Cowherd. Eliminate Chris Sims. I don't watch any of them. At all. Not 1 second do I watch any of those idiots. I end up watching it because sometimes you guys will send me something. Hey, did you see this? And I will tell you every single time, no, because I don't watch that guy. I don't care. Do what I do. Avoid these idiots. What for? They're not really about real sports talk. They're about troll talk. You know what I'm saying? So that's cool. If that's what you want, that's fine. There's another type of sports talk that we have going on where it's just goofing off. And it's incredibly popular. So if that's your kind of sports talk, then knock yourselves out. There's something for everybody, but don't complain about somebody that you continue to listen to. That you continue to give them the time of day. that you continue to share on social media and promote them. Because while you're ripping them, you're promoting them too. Big O, you were right about Tyler Hero. It looks like the Heat won't clear him to play in the finals, which means he's trade bait. By the way, Devin, let me ask you something. This is funny, right? Everybody was talking about Tyler, play him, activate him, all that stuff. Who's the only person in the media that said, that's actually not a smart move? Don't activate Tyler because he's constantly injured. Why are you going to risk another injury and then he's rehabbing all offseason? The best thing to do with Tyler is let him get healthy so you can trade him finally. I'm the only guy that was saying that. Everybody else, including fans, just wanted to activate him. Was I doing it for shock? No, it's what I truly believe. That this is what's best for the Heat. Don't play. He's not a difference maker. Never has been. That's not who he is. Can he help you on one night or two or three that he has a great, sure, whatever. Role players do that all the time. He's not a star. That's what they need. They need a star. So unless there's a star that's injured that can come back from the IR, which last time I checked, the Heat have no stars on the roster outside of Jimmy. Injured, not injured, in the G League, on the roster, wherever they have their guys. They have no stars anywhere. It's not about shock, man. It's about actually like telling it like it is. And everybody's thinking about, oh no, we got to hurry him up and get him out there to help. And I'm the guy saying, he's not the difference maker. The more important thing is to trade him in the offseason for a real star. So get him healthy. You know, it's just crazy, dude. The easiest thing to do is repeat what all the parrots are saying. Sometimes you just got to sit back and maybe think about things and say, yeah, this is not right. This is actually what's better. And what's better is let Tyler get healthy and get ready to trade his ass. So you've got him ready to go for a star. True Fin Fan says, would you trade Hero for in a heartbeat? I'll give him Hero, Duncan, and a first rounder, maybe two, because damn it, Ira made sense. I'm gonna have to give up Jovic or Jovic. So Jovic, a first rounder, Tyler, and Duncan, and give me Lillard. Yes, I would do that in a heartbeat. Okay, Lowry will not be able to. Lowry's not going in a trade like that. Lowry goes in the middle of next season in the trading deadline. That's when Lowry becomes really sexy for teams because it's an expiring deal and a whole lot of cap space. A whole lot of shaking going on. I heard from my CBD rep that Dalvin Cook is holding a primetime press conference tonight on InfoWars to choose his new NFL team. Yeah, baby. What's that idiot's name? Something Jones or something, right? Alex Jones. That's it. That moron. Oh, man. True Fin Fan, thank you for the love on the super chat again, sir. He says, exactly, so would I, but some don't get it. Yeah. Makes no sense. Someone's going to trade Little for Hero Martin. Little has not even taken his own team on a playoff run. Who? Oh, Dane Lillard. Dane Lillard's been on several playoff runs. What are you talking about? He's been in the playoffs a couple times, actually. When he actually had a partner in crime, he would get to the playoffs. Now he doesn't get to the playoffs because he doesn't have a partner in crime. But they've been to the playoffs a few times. And Dane's had some big moments in the playoffs too. Now, is he going to win a title? Of course not. What Jimmy did here, remember, you also have Eric Spoelstra. Good afternoon, Big O and Sean. Just tuned in. Is it necessary to think about Game 5? Well, we've talked about it. You can rewind and check it out, my brother. But we've already done a lot of talking about Game 5. Big O, his teams have done nothing. Look at his runs. I don't think so. Let me see. Pro basketball. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. Let's see what you got. I'm pretty sure he's gone to the playoffs a few times and gone actually to a couple rounds. Let's see. Oh, playoffs in 21, right? Is that indicates playoff appearances? So how long has Dane been there? Can you tell me how long Dane's been there? Because has he been there since 08 and 09? Well, you know what? I'll just hit this and it'll tell me right here. No, not. I don't have him here on the 08 team.
$2012.
2012? Okay, perfect. Thank you. So in 2012, they didn't make the playoffs the first 2 years. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times they've made the playoffs. Okay. They lost they got to the conference finals in 2018 and 19. They got to the semifinals in 2015 and 16. And they got to the semifinals in 13 and 14. The other ones are first rounds. So whoever said it, you're wrong, right? He hasn't gone nowhere. He got to the conference finals twice, dude. Problem is that some of you, that's why you can't do this job. You talk a lot of shit. You pull shit out of your ass. You don't know what the hell you're talking about, and that's a problem. So, that's why you can't do this job. Okay? He's gone nowhere. He went to the conference finals twice. Semifinals twice. That's pretty good, dude. Considering, he hasn't had another star next to him equal to him. The guy that went to New Orleans, what's his name? I like him a lot. He's an all-star. That's kind of the second best player he's had with him for, well, no, Aldridge too. Although LaMarcus Aldridge was soft. That was always my problem with LaMarcus Aldridge. While he was a very talented player, I just thought if you got physical with him, LaMarcus would back down a little bit. Dane doesn't back down. Dane Lillard is a badass, dude. So disagree with that. I know, you know, Ray, that Dane has carried, but some people there, oh, he's gone nowhere. It's like, come on, bro. You sound stupid. It's Dane not the same. Did you watch him this year? Did you watch the guy play this year? Because he played pretty well. Let me see. Let me see his stats. The problem is there aren't a lot of stars available. Okay, that's the other thing. You can't get necessarily too picky, with it. You gotta. I'm sorry.
32.2 points per game, 4.8 rebounds, 7.3 assists, 46.3% from field
Dude, the guy shot 56% from the field. He shot 37% from 3-point range. He averaged 32.2 points, 7.3 assists, 4.8 rebounds. What the hell are you talking about, bro? The guy averaged 32 points. Do you know how much Jimmy needs that? Some of you out there, You just don't. You follow the Heat. You don't follow the NBA. You don't watch the league. That's why you say stupid shit like Dame Lillard hasn't gone anywhere and Dame is not that good right now. Brother, I think didn't he have like a 60-point game this year? Sean, didn't he go crazy like for like 60 points in one game or something stupid like that? Just really, some of you out there, man, it's embarrassing. You shouldn't type anything. Like some guy on Instagram the other day, oh yeah, Spo's overrated. I was like, dude, it's better not to comment because the second you open your mouth, then people know you're stupid. I wrote to him because it's just right, you know. Oh yeah, no, Dane's not good. Dane hasn't gone anywhere. Like seriously, do you watch it? No, you just watch the Heat. You don't really know about the game itself. If Tyler Hero's ready, he should play. Mateo, you're talking about a guy that's constantly injured and fragile. Why would he be ready? He's not ready. And he's not the answer. That's the bigger part, Mateo. Thank you for the super chat. Do you really think he's going to be the difference in any of these games? Come on, man. Give me a break. Yes, sir.
You were wrong. It wasn't a 60-point game. It was a 71-point game against the Houston Rockets.
And some assholes there. Oh, he's not that good. 71 points in a game. Listen, if you don't follow something, don't talk about it. That's all. It's pretty simple. What did I just say with Amanda Nunez? What did I just tell you right now? I'm no UFC expert. I don't know this whole thing inside and out. I can't tell you about it. If I don't know it, easy. I'm going to tell you, I don't know it. Wrestling, who do I defer to? My guy. I'm not an expert. I don't know the history of it. I don't know the ins and outs.
And actually, I stand corrected. You were right. He had a 60-point game against Utah.
Look at that. See?
And a 50-point game against Cleveland.
A 50, a 60, and a 71 point. Yeah, no, he sucks. Yeah, no, Dame Lillard sucks. Yeah, he's not that good. Brother, whoever said that, just leave the show, go into a corner, stare at that corner till like a week from now.
And in those 3 games, he had a combined 7 turnovers.
The guy scores 200 points and has 7 turnovers. Yeah, no, he sucks. He's terrible. 50, 60, and 70. Yeah, no, that guy sucks ass. They don't have anybody. Do you understand that Dame Lillard's the best offensive player on this team when he gets here? You guys know that, right? Not only is Dame Lillard still good, he's better than anyone on the team. Yes. Yes. Yes, including Butler. Understand that. Okay? When you trade for Dame Lillard, you traded for a better star than Jimmy Butler. Let's get that shit straight. That's what he needs. He needs a mother effer that can score, that is fearless, that's got guts like a thief. Okay? That's who Dame Lillard is. If you haven't watched Dame Lillard, then you don't know jack. If you haven't seen Dame Lillard from when he was in college at the NCAA tournament, which is where we all found out, wow, who the hell is this kid? And from that moment on, he's been the same guy at the NBA level. Dame Lillard ain't that good. The hell out of here. Fool. Anyway. Oh, he's hating on Dame because Hero's his fanboy? Give me a break, bro. Give me Dame Lillard. That's a mother effer. Oh, he won. I forgot that. He won the 3-point contest? Did Lillard also win the 3-point contest? God, I forgot that this year. Peter Hollins saying that. Don't forget 3-point champion this year. That's crazy. I forgot about that. I don't even remember it right now. Lowry has 7 turnovers sitting on the bench.
He was the 2023 3-point champion.
Right. Oh, there you go. Again, Pep, you asked questions. All you said, Dane was never took his team to a playoff run and that he has no success in the playoffs. So again, Pep, what question did you ask? Yeah, Pep doesn't know shit, bro. Pep is a guy that just runs his mouth, follows the Heat, and that's it. He doesn't know anything about the league. That's all. Pep exposed himself. That's all. He's a Heat fan. He doesn't know the NBA. There's a difference. You could be a Dolphins fan. There's nothing wrong with that. It's great. But you may not really know the league. You saw the team that faced the Dolphins that week, so you've seen them once or twice, if they're a divisional opponent or not. There's lots of you out there that you only follow your team. You don't really follow the league. You know what I mean? And those are the kind of people that get exposed all the time. You can tell they don't follow the league.
Oh,
yes.
Miami Heat 3 minutes ago sent out Tyler Hero, listed as questionable to play in tonight's NBA Finals Game 5 versus the Nuggets.
Woo! There you go. Questionable. We'll see if his little hand is not too sore to play. Very nice. Not that it means shit. They're going to get eliminated anyways today. I don't really have a lot of hope. If you don't have the real Jimmy Butler, I don't know how this all ends up. I wouldn't want to play him personally because I'm afraid he gets injured again. And then, that's my problem there with that one. I'm with you, Franklin. Give us Dane. Dane better come, and Pat Riley better get it done. That's the other thing. Pat Riley has to get it done, bro. If he doesn't, he has completely messed it up, and poor Jimmy Butler is going to bust his ass again and not get what he deserves because he has played like he deserves a championship, to be quite honest. By the way, EJD Construction, a proud sponsor of our program, folks. And if you're in Dade or Broward, only Dade or Broward, Eric's got a great business. They've earned the AAA plus rating from the Better Business Bureau. They've been at this for over 20 years now, folks. Fully insured, liability and workers' comp. So everyone is licensed and insured when they walk into your home. Remember, if you're going to actually hire somebody, even if it's not EJD Construction, you're going to hire somebody else, please make sure that they're fully insured, because if they get injured on your property, they can actually sue you. But with EJD Construction, they can't sue you. With, by the way, with Cutter's Edge Pro, they can't sue you either. Why? Because they're fully licensed and insured. And I would not have a business on our platform that isn't fully licensed and insured. That was the first question I asked Eric years ago. That's the first question I asked Cutter's Edge Pro when I hired, when we teamed up with them also. Same thing. Are you guys insured? Yes, we are. Okay. Because I'm not going to tell you to hire somebody that I either haven't experienced or that I know for sure that can do the job and protects you. You know what I mean? And that's what EJD Construction does. So if you need to expand the home, if you need to add a home theater room with stadium seating, if you want to add an observation deck, if you want to add something, you're a big cook and you want to add a kitchen and a barbecue in your backyard with a grease trap and everything, he can do all of that. Custom home construction and major home remodeling. One of our listeners, unfortunately, had a fire. They had to gut the entire house out because after a fire, you got to gut everything out and redo it. Full contractor. They can do it all for you, folks. Whatever it is, you need to modernize the roof. They can do that too for you. EJD Construction, 305-433-4600. 305-433-4843. That's 305-433 in Dade or Broward County. That's 305-433-4843. All right. Look, the Heat shouldn't be in the finals. They've overachieved, period. Yeah, they've done a marvelous job. It's been a great year for the Heat. Doesn't matter what happens tonight. If they win, great. We've kept it alive. Okay, that's fantastic. We get another game, and you never know, right? Crazier shit can happen. But if they lose tonight, which is probably what's going to happen, or eventually get eliminated here, none of us can ever be disappointed about the season. We have to be extremely grateful to the Heat and the Panthers for what they've been able to accomplish. They went above and beyond their talent. So you're not going to get any complaints from me. The only complaint you're going to get from me is if Riley does not get a star. Now, I'm not going to say fire Riley or anything, but I am going to say, Riley, you effed up, dude. You effed up. You did not get a star. And so he's effed up now several years. Has not gotten the star for Jimmy. That's where the pressure is on for the front office. Get it done, dude. Get the star. Or if not, we're just going to go through another year where Jimmy kills himself, overachieves at one point or another, because that's all they do, but then just to get disappointed because he doesn't have enough to battle with him. And that part's unacceptable. So we'll see. Have your NBA facts straight or the Big O will crush you, especially those question Big O on his Miami Dolphins insight as well. Thank you, Cap for Life. Big O, I wanted Miami to draft Sam Howell in the 4th round in the 2022 draft to back up Tua. His skill set is similar to Tua, but he is durable. Thoughts? I like Sam Howell. I'm a big Sam Howell fan. I have no problem with that. So I get it. I like Sam Howell. And I don't mind drafting another quarterback to back up Tua. Have no problem with that. I hope Skyler can take some steps forward. You know? Big O, leave him alone. He plays fantasy basketball. Oh, he does? Okay, good. Well, he's probably not that good at it also. Let's see. Lillard should have happened after the freaking finals in the bubble. Riley dropped the ball and upgrades to really compete. Mickey needs to pay luxury tax. Well, just get it. You just got to get it done. That's all. Like Laz Coutinho says, Jimmy needs help. That's it. Just do it, bro. Get Jimmy Butler the help, man. That guy can't do it by himself, and he can't last the whole season. It's too much on him. You got to help him out. That's it. There's really not much more to say. All right, we are out of here. By the way, we'll get Poupart and Marcel back on tomorrow. One is sick, and the other one has a doctor's appointment. So we rescheduled. So tomorrow we'll get the boys on, and we'll have some fun, and we'll talk a little Dolphins with them. We'll be back tonight. Okay, we'll be back tonight when the game ends. Win or lose, doesn't matter. We'll wrap up the season, or we'll get ready for Game 6 because the Heat pulled off a miracle. We'll see what happens, but we shall see you tomorrow, okay? We thank Sean Stanley, as always, getting it done, the man that masters his platform. We'll see you later on tonight. Same time, same place, same bat channel.
Your home for everything Heat.
They stand eye to eye with history, and they did not blink. The Heat are going to the NBA Finals.
Panthers.
The Florida Panthers are headed to the Stanley Cup Finals.
The Big O Radio Show goes deep on playoff coverage.
We don't care what the rest of the world is saying. We don't care who's criticizing who. You got to line up between these 4 lines, and let's figure this out.
The Big O Radio Show.